afternoon, South Africa. Welcome to Afternoon Express. It's that time of the week again where almost anything goes, where our kitchen is filled with gorgeous food, celebrities, celebrity chefs, you name it. It's a Wednesday cook-along. How are you, Clem?
It's a Tuesday cook-along.
It's a Tuesday cook-along.
I was about to say...
We used to have it...
I was about to say...
I'm just hurrying till the end of the week.
The cook-alongs are so unpredictable. We even get the days wrong and it's totally fine. But I am so excited about today's recipe. Not to mention the chef that we have in the kitchen.
Yes.
And our special guest. I'm being treated today. So we're doing a beautiful yellowtail dish with a fragrant fennel salad and something called a salsa rosa. Oof. Yeah, our guest chef to tell us all about that today.
Yeah. That sounds very exciting. And head over to our social accounts and join the conversation, please. And today we're asking you, if you were a celebrity chef, what would your chef name be and what would be your signature dish? Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook post. Remember, if you want all the details on this recipe and all the ingredients, any info you need, then SMS the keyword dinner to 33650. SMSs are R1.50 each and no free SMSs apply. Plus, we are streaming live on YouTube so you can keep your device handy right next to you in the kitchen. And if you get stuck anywhere along the way, then be sure to call us live on 021 430 9881. We've also got a second celebrity guest joining us today. You'll have to wait till later to find out. How are you?
Hey, Bonnie, how's it going?
I'm good. Welcome to our cook-along.
Great to be here.
Welcome to the loft. But first up, as I said before, we've got a special chef joining us today. He's the founder of the Kitchen Cowboys, and he's been a long-time judge on MasterChef. Born in the UK, but raised in South Africa, he's been a professional chef for the past 30 years, and he's created dishes for esteemed guests and consulted for restaurants all over the world. It's none other than Pete Goffe-Wood. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Yeah. So you've been in this industry for 30 years now.
Since I was 3.
Since you were 3?
Since I was 3, yes.
What was your first favourite dish? Do you remember?
This is my first favourite dish. I couldn't tell you. As a kid, I used to like hot dogs. Hot dogs have always been a thing for me. Good hot dogs, I remember that as a kid. It's food I was very fussy eater as a kid. I never used to eat vegetables. I wouldn't eat vegetables. I didn't start eating vegetables till I was about 16 or 17.
Well, how did you get away with that without getting any hidings?
My mother I suppose my mother just indulged me. I was very, very lucky. I would eat potatoes and then lettuce.
And probably pasta with a bit of butter.
You pasta with butter, but no tomatoes. Yeah. No tomatoes, no mushrooms, cauliflower, nothing. Potatoes and lettuce. I would eat iceberg lettuce as long as it had Thousand Island dressing on it.
I was about to say tomato sauce.
How I turned into a chef, I have no idea. Because I didn't have any auspicious beginning of learning to cook with my gran at her apron tails. I had a very standard food upbringing. How I got into this, I have no idea.
Absolutely. So most people, when they talk about owning a business or one day being very successful, very often they mention owning a restaurant. Mm-hmm. Even myself, I've been heard saying I want to own a coffee shop or a restaurant. Maybe one day it might still happen. But did you always just want to be a restaurateur, or did you know that you wanted to be a chef?
I actually never wanted to be a chef. I always kind of saw myself as a restaurateur. But I was given an opportunity while I was studying at Cape Technicon, food service management, in fact. And we were sorted out with holiday jobs, and I was given the opportunity to either work in the front of house or the back of house. And I kind of figured if I was ever going to run a restaurant, I needed to at least spend some time in the kitchen to get an understanding what was going on behind those closed doors. Yeah. And so I opted for this holiday job to go into the kitchen, and that was me. That was me done and dusted. The moment I walked in, I'd found my home. It was right before Christmas, and there was lots of sort of end of year Christmas functions. There were mounds of turkeys everywhere, and I walked into what looked like this crazy anthill of chaos, of just people just walking all over the place. And then once you started to observe what was going on, it was almost like this choreographed dance where people were just swishing past each other, and there was noise and there was steam and there was screaming and shouting, but there was this perfectly simulated dance that was going on that was just mesmerizing. And that was it. That was me done and dusted.
That was love at first sight.
Completely.
Our very own chef Clem says he once went to a class of yours and something stood out for him. You said along the lines of don't set out to become a celebrity chef, or don't chase becoming a celebrity chef?
It's a terrible thing. I think there's a lot of hard work to be done, and generally what ends up happening is those that are good will rise to the top, and that's the way it happens. If you set yourself out for this life of glamour, you misunderstanding what it is to cook for a living completely. There are long, hard hours where you have to earn your chops, chopping onions, staying behind when everyone else is out partying, cooking when everyone else is on holiday. All of those things, you need to.
That sounds
earn your
like
stripes.
my daily life as a mom.
Oh, well, there you go, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean-
But your task, unfortunately, is completely thankless.
It is
I
thankless.
love this because I have the greatest sympathy for working moms who have to provide food, because families just think food just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's my biggest thing has always been Christmas Day. You know, people expect this elaborate feast to just arrive. You know, everyone gets up in the morning, opens presents, and then this majestic meal has taken 3 days to prepare. Just shung, it's on the table, and we're done now. Bye, Mom. You clean it up. You must. It's a curse.
Yeah, great, Mom. We love you. Thank you for the dinner. I know
it's
that's
a completely
what I get every
thankless
day.
task.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Heritage Month, and what would you say is South Africa's most distinct food or taste or cuisine, or what are we doing with our food, and what stands out for you the most?
I think, I think it's not a marketing gimmick. It's not a thing that Braai Day, Heritage Day, and braaiing has become closely associated with heritage.
Yeah.
We all spend time around the fire. It's the one thing that unites us, whether it's grilled vegetables, whether it's chickens, whether it's sardines, whether it's large chunks of meat. All South Africans spend some time communally around the fire.
Around a fire.
It's when we're at our most salubrious. We've all got our beverage of choice. It's when we unwind. It's when we welcome family. It's when we welcome visitors. It's when we welcome strangers.
Absolutely.
And I think that's when our quintessentially South African is around the fire.
Yeah.
And I think that's when we're our best. We are known worldwide as being incredibly hospitable people. All of us, from all walks of life, are very welcoming of having guests in our house, and it's an honour to have strangers come and sit at your table. And eating around the fire is a large part of that. And I think anything that you can throw on the fire is, for me, celebrates our heritage.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I mean, sometimes I think I just put on the fire, invite friends over, and just put mealies on the fire.
That's it. It's that whole process of the fire and building it and watching it grow and standing around it. I mean, you can't stand around a gas braai and staring to the flames and just
you have to swig a beer
lyrical.
or sip on
and there
some
must
wine.
be smoke and there must be crackling wood. That's what it must be that.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Well, can't wait to start cooking with you. Coming up after the break, we meet our second special guest for today's cook-along. And all I can say for now is that she's one of our Afternoon Express's favourite visitors. We'll see you right after this. Welcome back to Afternoon Express live on SABC3. As we mentioned, we have another very special guest with us this afternoon. She's one of South Africa's most recognizable and beautiful faces, and definitely one of our favorite visitors. And we're so excited to welcome Joanne Strauss back into the loft this afternoon. How are you, darling?
I am so good. I'm always so excited to see you and be in the loft.
I know, you should never leave. You just stay with us.
I've actually bought my sleeping bag and I'm going to camp right here if you know.
I'm glad. You have a huge and gracious social media following, and people absolutely love you on the streets, on social media, everywhere. You also have an Instagram account that gives the whole of South Africa travel FOMO, travel envy. I mean, your life is travel goals. And how's that bikini bod?
Look, I'm working on the bikini bod. I'm hoping what we're going to be cooking is going to be good for the bikini bod because we're off to Mauritius very soon.
Absolutely.
So,
and I love how you photograph with your children, but you don't show their faces, and you do it in such an artistic way.
Well, Bonnie, the thing is, obviously beautiful. I love traveling with my kids and I want to show them off, but for me, it's also one of those things that I want to protect them.
Absolutely.
And social media, I've said this before, but it can be so antisocial because unfortunately there are some negative people out there who want to say bad things. But for me, I'm trying to use social media for the greater good and to actually help and empower young people out there.
Yeah, which brings in Social Star. You're back with Social Star this year.
With Social Star.
For anybody who doesn't know what Social Star is, who is a Social Star? Who can become a Social Star? And why is this competition relevant at this stage?
Bonnie, thank you. Very good question. So for me, social media influencers are the new celebrities these days. So everybody speaks about, they're even abbreviated now to SMIs, you know, so social media influencers. But I think we spend such a huge chunk of our time on social media, and there are clever ways to monetize it without alienating your audience. If it's a brand that you would like showing in any case, why not actually venture into a business with a brand? And so for me, it's about using social media in an authentic way, but also realizing that it is a viable career. We've got phenomenal creative talent in South Africa. We've got some bloggers, we've got some people who are aspirant bloggers who need to get there. We've got micro bloggers. We've had Casper Lee, who's become this YouTube sensation. We've got incredible people like Kaya Dlango, who I follow on Twitter, and really influential people. But I think it's time that we also grow a proper Kiara Faragini, who's one of my favorite Instagram stars, or Trevor Steerman, for example, here in South Africa is absolutely awesome.
Absolutely.
Social Star is a platform to help those who are starting off in their social media careers, and even for those who already have got a following on social media, whether you have a following of 100 or you have a following of 50,000 on Instagram, it's open for everyone.
It's open for everyone,
yes.
Right. And you know, surely it doesn't just take compositioning a beautiful picture and making sure you choose the right filter to become a social star. What else goes into becoming a social star?
A social star tells a beautiful, genuine, authentic story, makes you want to come along with them and experience it with them. And a social star is somebody who really has influence. And influence doesn't just mean getting a paid post and getting it out there. It means absolutely authentically incorporating the product into what they're doing.
Quality content.
Quality
That's
content.
Timeless, right?
So for me, I'm passionate about travel. I'm passionate about the saying, ukuhamba kukubona, to travel is to see. And you don't just discover things about the destination that you go to, but when you go to Mauritius, you'll also learn something about yourself in a different environment.
Absolutely.
And Mauritius is an incredible destination. We're going to be staying in the most awesome places, penthouses.
So is this going to Mauritius just all part and parcel of the competition yet?
So, Bonnie, good question. What happens is everybody enters. You have to upload your video on Instagram, a video of a minute or so or less. And you can even submit pictures, but I think the videos really get a better picture across or a better story across. They've got to upload their stories onto Instagram, then they've got to go to socialstar.me, upload their entry into all their details. We'll then filter it down to the top 10. The top 10 will have a challenge, and then the top 3 will be coming with me to Mauritius next month for 4 days like they've never experienced. They'll also learn how to make a viable career out of social media, and the winner wins 50,000 Rand a month from Samsung to create content. 50,000 Rand a month. So this is not a full-time thing that they have to do. And that's why I say, Bonnie, it's not just for people who are social media influencers already, it's for aspirant ones, but established bloggers, please do enter.
Yes.
This is,
yes.
If you have 100 followers, we'll absolutely make sense of where you come in and make the playing fields equal.
Yeah, it sounds like a great competition. And everybody should enter. I mean, if I could, I'd enter.
Do
but
enter. Let's get some cocktails and come. Enter.
But you're staying with us because you're going to be cooking along with us.
I am, because we're going to be fishing in Mauritius and then cooking our own dishes. Pete is here to help.
Absolutely.
So I'm super excited.
I fancy seeing you in a travel cooking show, but more
this
about
is going
that
to
later.
be
exactly.
Watch my Instagram
feed. Now, if you think you have what it takes, then do yourself a favor and enter. Visit socialstar.me and follow the instructions and be quick. You could be on your way to Mauritius with Joanne Strauss and potentially become South Africa's next biggest social star. Now, on Fridays, it's Winner Home on Afternoon Express, proudly brought to you by Private Property. Follow the journey of 3 competing design duos as they decorate 3 homes, 1 room at a time. You stand a chance of winning your choice of one of the 3 completed homes at the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate, decorated by the design contestants in our grand prize competition. The decorated home boasts finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone, as well as premier appliances by Grundig, and is worth 3 million rand. Now, to enter, visit privateproperty.co.za and vote for your favorite design duo. You also automatically entered into the bi-weekly giveaway, where the latest prize is a Grua Eurocube sink mixer, professional, valued at over 12,000 rand. Visit privateproperty.co.za and enter now.
This is your chance to win the home you've always dreamed of. SA's favorite interior design reality competition, Winner Home, sees 3 design duos transform empty spaces into lavish homes, and one of them could be yours. To enter, visit privateproperty.co.za and vote for your favorite design duo. Put yourself in line to win amazing prizes in the bi-weekly draw and automatically be entered for a chance to win the grand prize, your choice of one of 3 fully designed homes in the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate in the south of Joburg. The finished property will include luxurious finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone, as well as premier home appliances by Grundig, with a total prize value of more than 3 million rand. Competition details plus T's and C's can be found on the Private Property website. Watch the breathtaking properties come to life as the design drama unfolds and stand a chance to win the biggest prize on South African television, your very own dream home.
Denal is now Duo, made with love by Clover.
Now, with warm days becoming a reality, there's nothing quite as satisfying as an ice-cold drink to keep you going. It can be tempting to reach for a fizzy drink or fruit juice, but these are loaded with tons of sugar and calories. That's why I'm so excited about Clover Duo, a fruit and yogurt-flavored dairy mix. This is my new favorite refreshment, and my kids, so I had to share some of it with our guests today. Welcome.
Thank you,
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Wow, look at that. I love that creamy smoothness.
It's a lovely colour.
Absolutely.
So
it looks like summer.
delicious. It
Poured
smells like
us all
summer.
some.
All I can smell is the sardines. Let me give a sniff.
What do you love most about it?
Well, the thing I always instill in my clients is to rather make small changes that are sustainable than big changes that one cannot keep up with. So what I love about this product is the reduced sugar. So they've reduced the sugar by 50%, which is quite big.
That's good news for any parent.
Yeah.
Because you can actually give it to your kids at any time of the days.
Absolutely.
Without them getting a sugar spike.
Absolutely. And the fact that they've added vitamins to it, A, B, C, D, and E, which is also great. So yeah, all in all, it's a great step in the right direction.
Okay, so the name has changed as well, right? From Denal
It used to be Denal, but now it's Duo. Which is it kind of is so much better because it kind of explains the perfect combination of dairy and
yogurt
fruit. The Duo.
and the dairy.
There we go.
Yogurt and juice. What's your favorite flavour?
For me, I haven't tasted it yet, so...
Is this the first time you're tasting it?
This is my first time tasting it.
Oh, wow.
Please, can I?
What's your favourite flavour?
Breakfast sensation is my absolute favorite. But I mean, I have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's delicious.
Absolutely. And any recipes you could maybe give us tips on
We've
making
actually
with it?
turned these into jellies, which is really cool. It really such a delicious, like, dessert alternative.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And frozen into ice cubes, best.
You also, you know what idea I got? You can actually make a soda out of it. So you have a cup of it and then a bit of ice cream. Make a duo.
Like a duo float. I like that. It's very cool.
Cool. Should we get going?
So my question is, I've always wondered, vitamin A, B, C, D, and E, like we know about them, we hear about them, where do we actually find them in nature?
Yes, so they are also in Duo, but they're not just in Duo. I'm going to give you a little test. See if you can find on this tray here where vitamin A would be.
What do you say, Bon?
Vitamin A. I say spinach and the kale.
It's a yes, but not exclusive. What is the main source of vitamin A?
I would...
Carrots.
Carrots, yeah.
Correct.
And I always thought beta-carotene was the main vitamin.
So beta-carotene is converted into vitamin A once you've eaten it.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, next one.
Also very good for the eyesight and the skin.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. So this duo has 2 B vitamins in it, B1 and B2, B2 and B12. Mm-hmm. So will you start with B2?
B2, okay, B2. Probably the avo.
I'm a little stumped on this one because I always thought B vitamins were your leafy greens, and I don't know the difference between the two.
I think you're onto something.
Okay, so what's the difference between B2 and 12?
I'll tell you now. So B2 is found predominantly in the spinach, and that is really good for red blood cell production. All the B vitamins are good for that, but specifically B2. And B12, can I tell you where that's found?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
In
you
the
can
spinach.
guess.
In the spinach.
The sardines
the
that I was
my
getting a whiff of.
My favorite.
I love sardines.
Yeah.
I love fried sardines.
I just love sardines, straight up.
Period.
Anyway.
I love
yeah.
them too.
Yeah.
So B12 is really great for nerve health.
Yes,
Cool.
and the nervous system, definitely.
Correct, the
I
nervous
feed my kids
system.
a lot of B12, but obviously
That's awesome. Do they
not
eat
in the
sardines?
I actually haven't gotten them any sardines, but I know they don't like anything bony. 'Cause
Okay.
it becomes a drama. Kids like simple food. And what other vitamins do we have here?
Okay, so shall we move on to C? We'll just keep it in order. That's a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
I presume you'll know.
That's the
Yes?
orange, definitely.
The orange, correct. It
I
is
remember-
in pineapple as well, but let's go with the orange. That's really great for the immune system and also helps the body to absorb iron. So iron's found in the spinach, so yeah.
So basically, all these vitamins can be found.
All those
this
vitamins are
drink.
in Duo.
Okay.
And the great thing is that this Duo has vitamin D, which really helps to absorb calcium, which is in the yogurt or the milk.
Yes.
Great.
So
yes.
that's an added plus.
And it's 50% less sugar, just to harp on that again, please.
As a nutritionist, I'm always down for decreasing sugar as much as possible. So it's
Absolutely.
great to see Clover doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the insight.
Pleasure.
Danal is now Duo, made with love by Clover.
We've still got our special Heritage Week cook along with celebrity chef Pete Goffe-Wood coming up on the show. And today we're making a real traditional Cape fish, yellowtail. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're just about ready to get going with our cook-along.
We are
Ready,
indeed.
Pete?
So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start with this beautiful fragrant fennel salad. So what we did a little earlier, that little steaming part over there, if you could just lift the lid for me. We've got some beautiful baby potatoes.
Yeah, mate.
So those are busy steaming away nicely, so they're going to be part of this fennel salad. So Pete, fennel, I love it. We don't use it quite a lot in South African homes. Why is that?
I think because everyone knows it as the green fronds. They think of fennel. They think of the little fennel tops. But this is where all the flavour is. The bulb. This is. If you've not tasted this raw, you have missed a treat.
Are you serious?
It is the most. It's one of the most refreshing flavours. Just have a little thin.
I guess because it
slice
looks oniony.
Yeah, and it's got a remarkable fresh and beautiful fish. This roasted is actually great. It's quite a nice and savoury.
Like licorice,
But it
yeah.
is, it's like licorice. So
I often use dry fennel, but I didn't know fresh fennel tasted so good.
I actually had fennel on my mussel and pasta this weekend, and it was so fragrant, but not the bulb.
the bulb is where all the action is.
The keyword for this recipe is dinner, Clem, am I correct?
Yeah.
Keyword for this recipe is dinner. SMS the keyword to 33650 for the recipe and the fall shopping ingredients list. And if you want to ask us anything or give us any tips or just chat to us while we're cooking, call us on 021 430 9881.
Joanne, did you see Pete's skill with a knife?
You know what? I was actually watching him and thinking he's having a conversation and he's chopping. I mean,
he's not even looking.
And he's not even a woman, and he's multitasking.
I think you should try that though. Let's just,
Okay, there.
So you got your fennel.
I've got my fennel. I'm looking at you.
No. I suggest you look at the fennel.
Not if you're going to hold it like that.
Live TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
You even had your nails done, especially
I
for...
did. I've been told that this is the best colour to go with fennel. So I researched what we were cooking.
And also with your skirt, the fennel and your skirt.
Although if you're going to do this on live television, it's actually best to have your nails red because then we can't see if you cut your fingers.
That's where I'll stop right now. But should I finish this? I'm enjoying this.
Okay, so I'm going to continue to
So
the
what's the
fennel as
next
well.
step of our cooking?
So those potatoes, how about we check on the potatoes, see if they're done?
How do you usually check if these are done? Do you just prick them?
No, it's a
Okay,
little-
so I've been
little
doing the
prick.
right
Is that
thing.
the whole thing that you do?
Yeah, these are
I
ready.
always prick them.
These are
Stab
definitely ready.
them.
So, Pete, if I were on a cooking show, what would you say right now? Did you see how I'm doing with my knuckles? So
I'm very impressed. It's all
I've
about
watched
technique.
you do that. It's technique.
And you're doing a magnificent job.
Fantastic.
Guys, I hope you're cooking along with us at home, and if you're just watching and you're not ready to cook just yet and you just want to enjoy, hope you've got your glass of wine hanging out. But any questions that you might have or any comments or any tips, please pop over to our Facebook page, Afternoon Express, or tweet us at Afternoon Chat, or call us on 021 430 9881, or if you have a question for any of our celebrity guests.
I just realised how short I am.
No, darling,
I
you're not
actually
wearing
like
my
this.
heels, darling. I do have an extra pair of heels, but
No,
should we
Clem,
hook
don't
it
worry,
up?
we're all shorter than Joanne. No, we're all shorter
I'll
than
hook you guys
There are
up
very
with
few
fabulous
people who are taller than
6
Joanne.
Then Joanne, of course.
Okay, so the potatoes are looking beautiful. And how about you pass out those olives? I know that's the next part of the salad as well.
There you go.
So we can chop that up. Joe, if you can just pop the fennel into our mixing bowl.
Fantastic.
I'll start chopping up the olives.
I'm going to add the nice warm potatoes. It's really nice if you can do this while the potatoes are still warm because they're like culinary sponges. They soak up the lemon juice and the olive oil and all the beautiful flavours that go in.
Right.
If you cook the potatoes in advance and they're going cold, it's not the end of the world. But if you can do them while they're still warm, just makes much nicer salad.
So are these, if you're going to put olives in a salad, is it better to have the pips out?
I think so. I mean, I can't imagine anything worse than biting on an olive pip when you're not expecting it.
No, I agree.
And you could lose a tooth in the process.
Very true.
I did make a salad this weekend, and I put the pipped olives in. And
Okay, thanks for not inviting me this
and
week.
everybody-
But next weekend,
Everybody
now
was
that
so
you've
annoyed.
learned.
They were just going, oh, okay. So they left the olives for last, ate the whole salad.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Pete, I'm going to add your olives. What's the next part of the dish? I know you got a vinaigrette going in there.
We need a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of olive oil. We've got some grated lemon rind and some salt, pepper, and a pinch of sugar.
Cool.
Okay.
That's just our just to finish off that.
Okay, that's perfect. Now, there are organizations across the country who can only carry out their extraordinary work with the financial support from the public. One such organization is the Sunflower Fund, who for years has advanced awareness and efficiency in the process of establishing a bone marrow donor registry. To assist them in the vital work that they do, a high tea in Durban makes giving back a joyful occasion.
Find the space you need in a home you love. Private property, a home for everyone.
The Mum's Male High Tea was a colourful soiree in celebration of women, as well as acting as a fundraiser and awareness event for the Sunflower Fund to give hope to patients with life-threatening blood disorders.
This is the 12th annual Mum's Male High Tea in association with the Sunflower Fund, and the whole purpose of the event is to raise much-needed money to build the Bone Marrow Registry of South Africa, so that when somebody with leukemia is diagnosed, they have a better chance of finding their 1 in 100,000 match. But on the actual day, it's not sad and serious, it's all about fun, fun, fun. So the ladies arrive to free cappuccinos, free champagne, free ice cream, free posing with gorgeous hunks by the name of Poseidon. There's shopping, there's pampering, there's so much excitement. Lots of raffle prizes worth over 85,000 Rand today. Surprise envelopes, lots of delicious food, and just fun, fun, fun. And the ladies love it because they go home with massive goodie bags groaning under the weight.
The Sunflower Fund is the only organisation in South Africa to raise awareness around the need for blood stem cell donors. We educate the public on the donor process, as well as raise the funds for the very expensive tissue typing test costs. An event of this magnitude has a huge impact on the Sunflower Fund. With 650 ladies attending, they can spread a whole lot of awareness. And of course, the funds that we raise from an event like this gives hope of life to patients and their families. Patients that suffer from leukemia and in desperate need of a stem cell donor match.
This wonderful event was made possible with generous support from Private Property as one of the key sponsors, who understand the important role women can play in making an impact for organizations like the Sunflower Fund.
This event means a great deal to Private Property. We are quite intentional in giving back to the women who are our browsers. It's an incredible opportunity to be included, and it's an honor to be at this event and being able to give back. We know that 65% of our browsers on Private Property are women, busy professional women. So it's incredibly important to us to make sure that we take one irritation out of their day. So ultimately what we are wanting to do is to make sure that the whole process is simplified for them. We have a fantastic support center and advice center that they can tap into. We are reducing the time that they spend on the site by being intentional in terms of what they are looking for. We send out alerts to them, which just simplifies the whole process and makes sure that they can make an informed decision going forward to find the right space for them.
Not only is the high tea great fun for the women and their friends, it's also a wonderful opportunity to network and market fledgling businesses started by female entrepreneurs.
This is a yearly event, and what makes it special is it's a beautiful cause, and we're here to support it. It is definitely the event of the year.
I think we've been doing this as a traditional thing for the last 8 years. We're not going to stop. It's something that brings all our businesswomen together. We love it. It makes our day, and it's my birthday!
It's always been a fantastic event raised by the moms. We find it very, very exciting, especially to socialize with the women. It gives us a different vibe from the work environment, and we just find this a very fun activity as well.
It's important for me to attend this event to play my part in supporting the Sunflower Fund. And it's such an extravagant event. We always have so much fun, and you meet the most amazing people, and it's good to give back and have fun doing it at the same time.
I just love being around the beautiful women. The theme is spectacular. It's so bright and cheerful, and it's amazing, and I just enjoy being here.
The theme for this year's event was Fantasia, and ladies were encouraged to show off their ocean-inspired outfits in a fashion parade with prizes for the most creative attire.
The inspiration behind my outfit is, well, being pregnant. I thought I could be the ocean, which is full of life, and I would have the most precious pearl in the ocean, which would be my baby belly.
Well, the fantasy theme is really exciting this year. Everyone's gone really well out and amazing creations. My husband designed my costume. He's a dance teacher and he designs dance costumes. He also designed Alice Lear's, the organizer of the event. So yeah, the idea is that I'm stepping out of the ocean. So the bottom is the sea and I'm stepping out of it.
We've always supported the Sunflower Fund, well, for many years now, and we'll continue to support them. It's an amazing fund. We work with Steph very closely, and she's an amazing lady, so we're just so happy to continue to support the Sunflower Fund. And we couldn't have been happier with the turnout, the support from the ladies and our sponsors. We couldn't have asked for more. It's been amazing. I just hope that we smash our fundraising target or amount that we raised last year. So we'll see, fingers crossed.
While this high tea is a real treat, these women do make a huge difference for thousands of patients who need hope and support for their future.
Find the space you need in a home you love. Private property, a home for everyone.
Our cook-along continues after the break with our special guest Joanne Strauss and Chef Pete Goffe-Wood. We've still got that beautiful piece of yellowtail to get going. We'll see you after these. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're getting along with our cook-along, and we were actually having an interesting conversation just before we got started. We're making yellowtail, not a yellow bone. We're making yellowtail.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
we just want to.
Yeah, I was like.
Absolutely.
But you've got a yellow bird in the kitchen making yellowtail.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
cool.
Just a reminder of what our keyword is. It's dinner. SMS the keyword to 33650 for the recipe ingredients and the entire recipe. And if you have any questions or you just want to chat to our lovely guests, call us on 021-430-9881. And just a quick recap of what we've done so far. What's happened?
We've got a beautiful fennel salad done already. It's on the serving platter. We're going to get started on our yellowtail right now, and that's going to be served over our salad. So I'm going to pass this down to you and actually ask Pete to talk us through the yellowtail.
That is a beautiful
The yellowtail.
fish.
This is a magnificent piece of fish.
Is that the yellow stripe? Is that why it's a yellow tail?
Yes. It isn't. Well, it isn't. It's actually got a yellow tail. It actually has a yellow tail
but
and a yellow fin. It's in keeping.
It's ombreing into
the fish. They accessorize very well the yellow tail and yellow fins.
Yeah. All the rage.
So it's all the rage. It's very, 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 very well accessorized. Now this is a beautiful fish, and it works. It comes from these waters, so to do with heritage. It's lovely. It also is magnificent on the braai. So if you're going to do any braaiing this week, it's an oily fish, so it's a very forgiving fish on the fire because of its natural oil content. It's one of those ones that doesn't often stick to the grid easily, provided your grid is clean. But it really is. It takes on that smoke and that whole fire vibe really, really nicely.
Isn't that what we also use sometimes for pickled fish? If we're speaking about heritage now, that's like my peeps, you know.
Oh, I think
it's pickled fish.
Traditionally, a lot of people use hake. I prefer yellowtail because it's got a nicer, meatier consistency. So we're just going to take the skin.
Fish,
it's a fleshier, gamey fish. So we're just going to take the skin off because some skin is great cooked. This skin is not particularly nice. It's quite leathery. It's very nice for making bangles and waistcoats and handbags. But not
should
so
we
nice on the fish itself.
one and I can get like friendship bracelets?
Absolutely. And speaking of which, you're going to be doing a show next week where you'll be cooking wearing nothing but an apron, and it's called Don't Burn My Sausage.
Yes.
What's going on?
It's a cooking comedy show with myself and stand-up comic Chris Forrest. And
before you go on, one thing, I see our pan is smoking. Let's get some fish.
Let's get some fish in there. Let's get some fish in
there. Tell us the story. You cook and talk to this. Here we go.
So our show.
Don't burn my fish. Don't burn
our
my
show
sausage.
is a cooking comedy show with myself and comedian Chris Forrest. Called Don't Burn Your Sausage.
Didn't he do Who's Your Daddy?
He did. He's the Who's Your Daddy man. He's one of the top stand-up comics in the country.
He's amazing. Okay, and you're amazing. So you two in the kitchen. Yeah.
So we kind of figured that we'd combine food and comedy. And so it examines the relationship between food and sex.
And both of you are naked?
Well, the whole idea was that we actually came out as a bet originally. We did the show in Grahamstown for the last 2 years. And it came out one of the bet that if we sold out the show, we'd have to get our kit off.
So it's sort of like Brokeback Kitchen.
Okay. Whoa. I'm hoping not to go there, but now that you've mentioned it, no, it's not like Brokeback Kitchen.
Okay, so we season our fish.
We season our fish liberally with salt and pepper and get some nice olive oil into the pan. Now, the whole idea behind it, where it came from, was that we realized, as I realized as a student, that you had a far better success rate on a date if you took a woman back to your house and cooked than if you took her to a restaurant. Because you controlled the environment, like cool music, some soft tunes, you could prepare food, you had a captive audience, and then of course there was this whole thing that you just spent the entire day shopping and prepping, so there was, you were impressing women because you've been thinking about them.
It's like a hunter-gatherer.
Okay. Exactly.
Audience, look at this, we're not even cooking anymore, we're just talking.
So basically what the show is it's an actual cooking show. We cook 3 courses, what we call intercourse. I always do this, I always forget the foreplay. Foreplay, then intercourse, then afterglow. Starter, main course, and dessert.
Nice.
And this is the ultimate spade work meal.
Do you eat each with a spoon?
Well, no. This is the whole beauty of the beauty of the dish. Is some of them you have to feed each other. The starter or the foreplay is a sauté of chorizo and chicken livers, and it's quite a soupy, messy dish with crostini. And the whole idea is you feed it to your partner and you get that whole tactile kind of vibe going.
Wow.
So while you're busy with the fish, Joe, I should put you to work here. We need a dish at the end of the show.
And I just need to add, it is on at Empress Palace in Johannesburg from the 22nd to the 24th. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week. And tickets available through empresspalace.com.
All right, cool. So Joe,
go see it.
While they're busy with the fish right now, that's busy cooking in the olive oil, I need you to do some more of your fancy chopping, okay?
Fabulous.
So these are our red peppers for our salsa rosa. So what I've done is I've already kind of portioned the pieces off for you. So we're going to give it a nice fine dice. And this is kind of the base of the salsa rosa, along with our tomatoes that we're going to do a little bit later. But I find that this is the part that takes a lot of time, so we're going to get chopping on all of this.
You don't have one of those fancy chopping things?
Those fancy chopping things? Yes, that's
knife.
Clem. Yeah.
Name is Clem. Clem is one of those fancy chopping things.
One of those fancy chopping things, yeah.
I see you've got my favorite thing in the world. Almost my favorite thing in the world after that.
Are we actually going to use that?
Roasted garlic. Wow.
We can use that in our salad as well.
Okay.
So cool. So our fish is busy cooking. That's the show, like the showpiece of our dish. Joe and I are going to continue with the peppers, and that's part of the roasted dish. So afterwards, roasted dish, and then we're eating.
This is not a 5-day game, Joe.
Okay.
No, it's not.
I know. Look at the technique. This is. Look at the precision.
Just to make sure that
Your
you're
date
not...
has gone to sleep by now.
I know, right? Just to make sure you're not getting left behind. To give you a quick recap, we have made our salad, which is done already. It's sitting over there. And then Pete chopped up the yellowtail. He skinned it. Do you call it skinning?
Skinned it, yes.
And now he's frying it in a bit of olive oil, and he's seasoned it with salt and pepper. And on this side, Clem and Joe are chopping
I'm
red
doing this
pepper.
for breakfast for tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll be finishing up the rest of it, and we'll keep you posted after this. Don't go away.
Welcome to Tropica Island of Treasure, Maldives. Now is your chance of a lifetime to join your favorite celebrities in paradise and have the chance to become famous like them. Plus the chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million rand. Are you ready to come party with us in the Maldives? The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win prizes, fame and fortune. Grab a Tropica for details. Hope to see you in paradise. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Welcome back. We're almost done and dusted with our yellowtail. What's there still left to do?
Okay, so Pete's busy with our onion for our salsa rosa. So, peppers are in our bowl. I'm going in with some chunky chopped tomato. Joe seems to be like she's in a competition because she's just going.
You said chunky.
She's just
I'm
going.
doing
There we
like
go.
precision room. I'm married to a surgeon, so this is like precision.
Cool,
Look
I
at
like that. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of chili. Do we mind hot?
We like hot.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go in with 2
Hot is
chilies, a
good.
little bit of green and a little bit of red. That's going to go in. Pete, how are you doing with our onions?
Onions are done.
I feel so awkward asking Pete, how are my onions?
How are my onions?
So like...
Oh, yeah, because...
Your onions are ready, my man.
Only today.
This is a mental.
Let me not get used to doing that though. Cool. So onions in.
Are those yellow potatoes? Just a side.
No. These are new potatoes or baby potatoes. But I think these are the Nicola variety, which are quite yellow and quite waxy.
Quite yellow and waxy. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Fresh ginger just went in. Our beautiful roasted garlic. I just want to give it a rough chop. While I'm doing that, Joe, will you just season the salad for me? A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And then,
So a little bit of olive oil.
A little bit of olive oil. And then your trick, Pete, is a little bit of sugar in the end.
Yeah, just a touch of sugar.
And why
But only a little, just
Why
it's
sugar?
just a pinch, just particularly this time of year before the tomatoes get really, really ripe. There's sometimes a little acidic. So it's
That's
just
true.
to take the edge off of the acidity of the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
perfect.
a little bit.
So I'm
Okay,
gonna-
is that it?
Yes.
What else are we
Let's give
adding?
it a hefty squeeze of lemon, I think. Just a nice bit of acid in there. And we're
Okay,
done.
perfect. And then we're done. If you're looking for a fantastic event to attend this long weekend, then make your way to the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate Heritage Day Festival in the south of Joburg. Why? Because it's your opportunity not only to meet our amazing design duos from Winner Home, but you can also view the Winner Home units that will be open to the public. The festival opens from 10 a.m. and there'll be loads of food, crafts and fun for everyone. For ticket information, please visit eyeofafrica.co.za and come celebrate all things local and lacquer with Winner Home on Afternoon Express. Our food is ready to be served. Should we carry it to the lounge?
This is your chance to win the home you've always dreamed of. SA's favorite interior design reality competition, Winner Home, sees 3 design duos transform empty spaces into lavish homes, and one of them could be yours. To enter, visit privateproperty.co.za and vote for your favorite design duo. Put yourself in line to win amazing prizes in the bi-weekly draw and automatically be entered for a chance to win the grand prize, your choice of one of 3 fully designed homes in the Eye of Africa Golf and Residential Estate in the south of Joburg. The finished property will include luxurious finishes by Plascon and Caesarstone, as well as premier home appliances by Grundig, with a total prize value of more than 3 million rand. Competition details plus T's and C's can be found on the private property website. Watch the breathtaking properties come to life as the design drama unfolds and stand a chance to win the biggest prize on South African television, your very own dream home.
Welcome back. Our dinner is served and it looks amazing.
Smells delicious too.
I'm going to be honest, for the first time ever, I was worried we were not going to have a meal at the end of the show.
But we had meal, we had conversation,
Yeah,
we had
that's
everything.
awesome, yeah.
What do you mean? This was awesome.
Fantastic chopping skills.
That chopping was on point.
It was pretty impressive, I have to say.
And it looks amazing. I can't wait to taste it.
Cool. So do you want to do the honors?
Yeah, I want you to plate it because I think that's the other thing. I just put stuff on a plate.
Well, I
Just
think-
plate.
I think what we should do is if we have the salsa. I think we need to spoon the salsa on top of the fish here because otherwise the plate itself it looks a little bland. The actual platter.
It's
now
so
you
nice
get
that
that
you're
lovely
doing
sort
this
of.
with your clothes on, but I'm sure I also want to see when you're doing it with your show.
No,
So-
we'll talk about that later.
And what's this about you modeling as well?
Aha! This has been a year of firsts for me. I ended up doing some ramp modelling at the beginning of the year.
Wow.
Yes, for the the Cape Town Menswear Festival.
Oh gosh, so you take off your
wow.
clothes.
Yeah, I put them on, take them on, walking up and down. And it was an interesting thing that we did, and I got some lessons from the other male models. I said, what's that look? And they said, just pretend you don't want to be here.
Oh,
Total disdain
really?
for everyone.
So
And you just walked up and-
Zoolander, yeah.
No, yeah, that's
There we
it.
have
I was
Pretend you
trying
don't
my
wanna
Blue
be
Magnum,
here.
but it didn't go down very well. No, that was quite an experience. I like doing stuff that takes me out of my comfort zone. Performing naked in front of live crowds, catwalking,
Do you
that
know
kind
what?
of
I
stuff.
haven't performed naked in front of a live crowd just yet, but thank
Yeah.
you. Now it will be on my bucket list for never.
I'm sure you'd sell a hell of a lot more tickets than myself and Chris will.
I'll buy a ticket. I'm curious. Okay, awesome.
Let's swap some plates.
So when does the trip to Mauritius happen with the social stars?
So Mauritius is in October. It's 7 to 11 October. We've scheduled it so that people have to take as little as possible leave. I'll even get them a doctor's note if they need it.
Wow.
But 7 to 11 October is when we're going. And we've actually heard that Maps Maponyane might be joining us.
Oh,
So
nice one. Good lad.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
so-
And he's
He's
a
a
male
nice one.
model.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's-
You know, you were fully booked. Your agent said
Yeah,
we
what
couldn't
can I
have you
do?
taking,
I mean,
your
I think I'm
speedo
in
in
Milan or
Mauritius.
something that week.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
quite
And
early.
what can you do? So yeah, we'll settle for him. Yeah, so it's super exciting. And again, people are going to be learning about social media.
Because
It's
you
something-
often bring on a celebrity to mentor.
Yes,
your
we've
social stars.
had Bonang, we've had Minnie Dlamini, we've had Lyra, Pabi Malloy, we had Africa's top Instagrammer Gareth Pon. He's in Chicago at the moment. He's also toying with the idea of flying back. And Mrs. Jones, Minnie, also said that she'll try to come along. So let's see. Sarah Langa, who's one of my favorite bloggers. So I think it's going to be super exciting and awesome.
Quite a lineup,
wonderful.
huh?
Quite a lineup. But you know what? That's the whole thing. It's all about empowering young people in this country. We need to create an entrepreneurial mindset in this country, and that to me is absolutely key.
Speaking of lineups, this lineup is absolutely amazing.
This is mind-blowing. This is delicious.
Beautiful flavors. Thank you so much for joining us today and blessing us with your beautiful hand in the kitchen.
My pleasure.
Fantastic. I didn't even take a TV bite. I took like a full-on bite.
Me too.
That's always a good sign. That's always a good sign.
And thank you for joining us, and good luck with Social Star, and good luck to all of you who enter. And tomorrow, as we continue to build up to Heritage Weekend, we're hanging out with KZN-born hip-hop artist Java. Plus, we sit down with renowned visual artist Blessing Ngobeni. Have a great evening. Happy eating. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.
Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Private Property, a home for everyone.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.